there's always some weird news. This story kind of makes you, I don't know, I love this book so much, as do many people. This influenced generations of people and continues to. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, 54 years old. This book finally got Miss Lee's approval to be put out in digital form.
Okay.
And the novel leaps this week. Now, this time of year when schools start or to gear back up, this book is required reading and maybe on some summer lists too. And it always goes back on the list of bestsellers. This week it jumped from number 106 to number 15 in national sales because that's how much the ebooks are being used. I saw where Barnes & Noble is phasing out the Nook because it just can't keep up with the iPad and the Kindle. The ebook thing came out on July 8th, and digital sales this week outnumbered, I guess, the other sales by more than 2 to 1. She announced on her 88th birthday that she would allow the release of this ebook. She just didn't like the whole ebook concept. I'm old-fashioned, she said. I love dusty old books and libraries. This is Mockingbird for a new generation. Now she, Nell is what she's called, Nell Harper Lee. She goes by Nell, and she and her sister, who's 102 years old, live together down in Alabama somewhere. Well, there was a story in the paper earlier this week. A lady who was a neighbor of the Lee sisters, Marja Mills, has written what is supposed to be a very charming, complimentary book on Nell and her sister and their entire existence. They're very reclusive and don't want to be bothered. And I guess that Nell Harper Lee gave an interview to Oprah some years ago that was published in the Oprah magazine, and that's all she's done.
Yeah.
She never wrote anything else. She doesn't leave her house much. She's a very reclusive lady. And her sister practiced law until the past couple of years, and she's 102 years old. So it's kind of odd. This book came out called The Mockingbird Next Door, Life with Harper Lee. Well, Miss Lee issued a statement saying that she did not cooperate with this. She has no idea where this woman gets off, blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah. But the whole book is supposed, I mean, it is undeniable that she and her sister took part in this whole process.
And it's a flattering book.
Very flattering and very sweet and loving. And so Miss Mills retorted kind of with a sweet suggestion that Miss Lee and her sister are a little older now, and that their memories aren't what they used to be, and that they were involved in this and that she had their blessing all along the way. So that's kind of ugly, but maybe she did kind of forget. But the chick was her neighbor, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
But the book is called The Mockingbird Next Door, Life with Harper Lee. And I guess that she is so private, she just does not want anybody to know a darn thing about her. I don't blame her. But this is one of the most influential books of all time. And if you haven't read it, if you're a young person, for goodness sake, get this book. Everybody in this town, especially, ought to be made to read this book about race relations. This is back in the early 60s. And the movie was a great replication of the book, but the movie, which won a bunch of awards for Mr. Peck and others, it's not the book. And the book has a lot of things in it that didn't make the movie. So read the book first, and then watch the movie if you're a youngster, and you'll appreciate how incredible this thing is.